Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Reviewing Your Pokemon series. On this episode, I had this Magneton. It's Magneton right now. Uh, Sent in to me by none other than Zaczz. um, so this question is rather short, but I found it to be actually really interesting because it's not really something that we discuss a lot often. Also, do note it's a shiny Pokemon. Uh, Always love it when there's shinies that are potentially usable to discuss. But anyway, Zacz's whole question is: I view this Pokemon as okay, but looking at the current oil farmers, it feels quite good as a potential pseudo oil farmer when making coffee dress salad. This is a long-term goal I haven't met yet. Cool, good to know. Zacz's, just so you know, I typically say don't consider pseudo options aside from berries on in some ingredient specialists. Then there's some exception there. Um, but generally speaking, you want a Pokemon to be good at what it does. But this Magneton is very interesting because it has Help Speed M. It's got main skill chance up in the nature, which those two are pretty good at boosting a Pokemon at doing its main skill. So it's going to be pretty good at proccing the main skill. And on top of that, it just has the ingredient finding as an option with a lot of oil, which, if you don't know, oil is one of the, worst ingredients for long-term farming goals currently in the game. So if we need a pseudo option to supplement our current oil farmers, it is definitely oil is one of them that you would be looking for that for. Additionally, I really like this guy because it's eventually got a helping bonus, level 75, for long-term investment. But just lots of bizarre stuff going on here. I typically would say don't consider these sorts of options. But you see the mono list, you got to be considering, how much oil is that actually going to produce? Because maybe it'll be significant. Currently in the game, the highest oil requiring meal is tied between green grass salad and Defiant Coffee Dress Salad, taking 22. So most of the time, that's really 66 per day is kind of the number that you want to shoot for when it comes to oil production. And this Magnezone, as you can see here, at level 50 is producing 31. That's already about half of the oil you need. And it doesn't even take that good of a Toxicroak or Luxray if you get it to level 60 to produce enough for that. These ones don't even have any sub-skills or nature applied, just the neutral. A neutral AA Toxicroak can make up that difference to produce enough oil. I don't know how... yeah, and basically a neutral AB Luxray can almost do it itself as well to make up the difference that it's moving. And the thing that I really like about the Magnezone is it's also increasing the pot size so that you can actually make this meal. And as you can see here, it's proccing about 5.25 times per day. It interestingly actually goes down in that when it gets up to level 60, just because it's proccing more oil, so that makes more inventory problems. I did give it a little bit of inventory with the ribbon, but you can even counteract that a bit more by giving it more of a ribbon. If you give it more of a ribbon, it goes up, as you can see, to 5.33. And in comparison, I just threw on my Flareon, which I find my Flareon's pretty powerful. I run it quite a bit. It's a decent Flareon. It procs about 5.7 times per day, so, yeah, this Magnezone is a little bit weaker than my Flareon is. But this is a pretty good Flareon. I think this is a pretty good Magnezone for skill procs. It's not the ideal circumstance for procs of what you'd be looking for. There certainly would be better pot expanders out there if that's the role you're looking for. But having this sort of dual hybrid role of producing oil while also producing the procs at the same time, this dude's certainly going to do at least decent. And something that I find very interesting, being a premium player, during the weeks that you be making the Defiant Coffee Dress Salad, you may be running a good camp ticket. And if you account for that in the calc, then you see this guy produces at level 60, 59 oil a day. Which is absurd! I didn't realize Magnezone had that potential to produce that much oil. Granted, that's nothing compared to, say, a mono oil level 60 Toxicroak, because it is the actual ingredient farmer. And same with a Luxray. They're going to be better at the job. But when it comes to this guy, he's actually doing relatively okay at it. which is just weird to see. Wouldn't even need to be aided by very much in that circumstance. If I pull in, say, a Feraligatr with just an AB list, and we make this guy level 60, ABA, let's say, it's producing 13 oil a day without even having any helping speed on it, which you probably have on a Feraligatr. And this is the minimum amount of oil it can produce. Combine this with this, you're making over that 66, because you're making like 72 there, which is more than what you need for the fine coffee dressed salad. And so there is an interesting potential here with the current state of the game. If meals come out that take more oil, then potentially this could be a bit more niche. But I think there will always be a place for this guy as a supplementary oil producer while also expanding the pot. And, you know, it's shiny. It's fun to use a shiny. And I think for this purpose, it interestingly works. And eventually has helping bonus, which is one of the most powerful skills in the game. So I think this is definitely one that, given the niche that you need it to fill, Zaczz, I would honestly suggest potentially investing here. It's a weird circumstance. Wouldn't normally suggest thinking about a pseudo ingredient specialist, but you got something here, something very interesting. It's rare that those sort of pieces come together to work like that. So yeah. Anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, and if you maybe learned something, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, there is a link in the description to fill out this form yourself if you want the chance at your Pokemon being reviewed. Then that's where you got to fill it out. So yeah, as always, I thank you guys for watching and hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.